Psalm 14 is a profound chapter in the Bible, offering timeless truths about human nature and God's justice. Written by King David, this psalm begins with a bold declaration. The fool says in his heart, "There is no God." It reveals the spiritual blindness of those who deny God's existence and live without reverence for Him. David describes their actions as corrupt, with none doing good. This grim assessment underscores the universality of sin and humanity's need for divine intervention. The psalm goes on to portray God as looking down from heaven, searching for anyone who seeks Him and walks in righteousness. However, the picture is bleak. None are righteous on their own. This echoes themes later emphasized in the New Testament, particularly in Romans 3:10-12, where Paul reaffirms that no one is righteous, not even one. Psalm 14 reminds us of humanity's fallen state, but it also points to the solution, a Savior who will redeem His people. David also speaks of those who exploit and oppress God's people. He condemns their disregard for righteousness and their failure to call upon the Lord. Yet, the psalm takes a hopeful turn in its final verses, anticipating God's salvation for Israel. David expresses confidence that deliverance will come from Zion, and God's people will rejoice when He restores them. For believers today, Psalm 14 is both a sobering reminder and a source of hope. It calls us to examine our hearts and recognize our dependence on God's grace. It also reassures us that God sees the injustice in the world and will ultimately bring restoration. As you reflect on Psalm 14, consider its relevance in today's world. It challenges us to live as witnesses of God's truth in a society that often denies His existence. Let this psalm inspire gratitude for Christ's redeeming work and motivate us to share His love with those who have yet to call upon His name. What are your thoughts on Psalm 14? Share them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more Bible insights.